evening, lads. Gamers. Oh. Let me just get some music on the go. There we are. Just take a sip of my water as well. So I've not long been back from a walk, so I've been a bit of a rush setting up, but 10 past 5 is alright. Certainly been worse, that's for sure. But yeah, over the last 4 weeks or so, I've been redesigning magic items from the Repository of Arcane Oddities, and we are, give or take, about halfway done-ish, I think. Let me go see how many of these streams I've actually done, because that'll probably be the way I go about working it out. This is stream 5. I think I'm at 45 items, I think. So I'm not actually halfway done. Oh, I clear my throat again. Fuck me. Yeah, I just want to do a little bit of the old promo nonsense before I sort of get going proper. Here we go. Replying to a just replying to a message about work, so I do actually need to respond, or I probably don't. I almost certainly could actually leave the message for a couple hours while I'm streaming and get it later on, but I hate doing that because I hate it when other people do it to me. Obviously, I've actually got a lot of times people do have a reason, and that's fine. But sometimes they just don't, and that pisses me off. It just be like that, you know. Okay, right. I'm sorted. We're gonna get started now. I really should, on a completely unrelated note, I really should have because I've been thinking about this. I have a fucking YouTube where I post all my VODs, and I don't expect anybody to go and watch them. That doesn't bother me at all. But I don't advertise it anywhere on the stream at all. And I really should, and I just don't. I barely talk about it either. I should really start doing that. That would be smart. But if I was smart, I wouldn't be doing this at all. So here we are. Right. So, the next item on my list. Last week we went and did Delver, the Dread Talisman, the Dragon Scale Armor, the Dust of Blistering, Earth Shaker, the Electrum Void, the Eyeless Rift, the Falcon Weapon. We redid an old Figurine of Power and then scrapped a magic item and made a new one. I don't remember what I scrapped. Actually, I genuinely do not know what the item that I scrapped was. Oh, it was an item that was like basically the same as Delver. It was like the same thing that I somehow missed. The Flag of Thunderstorms, Foetia, which is a whole thing, the Gauntlets of Shattered Steel, Gold Ringer, and the Gorgon's Heart. And the next one is the Hag Skull. I don't think this should require attunement. I don't think, anyway. Actually, no. I just clear my throat. That's better. Just needed like warm liquid to like soothe my throat, but my tea is just a little bit too hot to drink. It's very inconvenient. Okay, right. This. The right enchantment's placed upon it. The skull has a cool 30 hit points. As an action, while you hold the skull, when you hold the skull, you can insert any number of. Hang on, let me. I need to go like look at how Lay on Hands is worded. Where's my index? Here we go. 2 plus twice your proficiency bonus. That's what? That starts out at 4 and caps at... No, that starts out at 6 and caps at 14. So, bonus action, regain 14 hit points. You're able to do that like a maximum of twice, and you have 1 hit point left to spare. It's not bad. I do it to 3 so that you actually can expend like all of it to a degree of efficiency. It is cursed. Abandoning the skull fails to end the curse on you. I might bring this back. We use the skull to regain hit points. Secret, adding it to a hidden bounty. Make a DC 10 charisma saving throw. Possessed by the spirit of the hag. Let me go look at ghost possession. Skull comes from the effect. Okay, right. Oh shit, thank you very much, Ruben.
Ooh-wee, that's a spicy meatball.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Ruben. It's much appreciated. Oh. Oh, the tea is drinkable now, thank Christ. Hag's table. Are there 6 kinds of hags? I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure there's 6. Green, Night, Sea, Anise, Ver. What's the last one? Or is there only 5? There might actually only be 5. Fuck, there's only 5. Right, so let's put in charisma. Center align these bad bitches. So Hag, Anise Hag, creature type. Basically all of them are Fae, but I have to put the creature type because night hags are specifically fiends, and they're the only ones that aren't fae. But because that's a thing, I have to put them in. 13 plus 1, 13 plus 2, 15 plus 2. I need to get into a habit of like not using the numpad for plus, minus, you know, multiply and divide, just because when I'm like typing and I don't have to like slide my hand all the way along my keyboard for the numpad, I can just use, you know, the fucking like plus and minus that are like right next to each other on the number line at the top. It's just a habit of me using the numpad like a whole bunch that I probably don't need to. So you can maybe tell that I'm like kind of still where I actually have to like think about like everything else is just like, you know, pressing keys at, you know, potentially unreasonable speeds. But when I have to think about pressing pressing like the plus button, I have to like, okay, yeah, I need to press shift and press this button. It's very disorienting. Hags are a lot less intelligent than I thought they were, and also a lot less wise. Seems kind of... seems almost incorrect. The night hags feel more like it, but I don't know. And the sea hag also makes sense because they're explicitly like not like any of the other hags because they're kind of idiots. If anything, the sea hag should be just stupid, and all of the others should be like much more intelligent than they are. Okay, so that is the Hag Skull. Basically, it's a pool of healing you can use to keep yourself topped up, but it's also like kind of fucking dangerous because you can like fail that save unless you're like a fucking like good like decently leveled sorcerer. The original one did have like a DC that slowly gets bigger, and I'm like, is that fun? Not really. Right. So the next one needs a bit of like a rework just because it's kind of clunkily worded. Like it's worded in a way that I wouldn't word anything nowadays. Hand of the Tactician, maybe a wondrous item, artifact, requires, you know, this is another long one just because, you know, it's an artifact and that's how that shit works. Oh god, the one after that is pretty long as well. Shit. Okay. Tactician. God damn, this This magic item has like a bunch of old lore, like really, really old lore from a setting that I wrote. Probably before I started playing D&D. So we're talking like pushing 7 years ago. Bearing in mind I'm 21. Well, I'm 20. That was a long time ago. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's just the actual lore itself is just kind of whatever. But yeah. I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I want to keep it, but I think I want to rewrite the lore, and I don't know what I want to rewrite it to. How bad are the major detrimental properties? Let's have a look. So the first one ruins your character. Like ruins like all like the flavor of your character. The second one ruins your character. The third one is really cool. The fourth one could be interesting, but I'm not really a fan of it. The fifth one is like, why would something like that isn't explicitly evil ever have this? The other one's kind of fine. Death slides aren't exactly the most dangerous thing in the world. I mean, they all see are 10. They do have Cloud Kill, actually. That's one. Yeah, some of the detrimental properties are really interesting, and some of them are just like, oh, my character is like ruined now, on like a thematic level, and not in like a fun like character changing way, just like, you know, something that's character defining. It's like, no, you just arbitrarily like have this like stupid thing now, and it sucks. But yeah, it's so basically, the hand of the Tactician is like a big fancy gauntlet, right? It gives you +2 AC, so it's pretty good. It's initially keyed as a shield that leaves your hand free, but I think I'm more gonna be like, nah, it just gives you like +1 or +2 AC. A weapon design, or a gauntlet design. directed by Primus himself to the Crimson Lady. Yeah, sure. It's simple. It's not particularly mind blowing. Let me actually. Well, I'm just doing this real quick just to see how. It's not particularly lengthy, but it's not like non-existent either. Sure, why not? Right. So for starters, random properties. Yeah, I think one of the main problems is that the beneficial properties are generally not that exciting. Some of them are good, most of them aren't very good. Whereas like the detrimental properties are just like, most of them are just really bad. There's some really interesting ones like, oh, you are gearsed into going on a quest for the item that the item dictates or whatever, which is awesome. I think that's really cool. But and there was a couple others that were kind of like that, where it was more of like a thematic thing that, you know, like, oh, you need to go do this thing, or oh, there's something off about the item that means that there's like, oh, like when the detriment is that, you know, finding the artifact was the first test, now you have to like master it. You know, you have to, you know, it's imprisoning a monster, and you have to be careful in case the monster escapes. Or you can let the monster out and kill it if you think you're strong enough. Like, that's cool. I really like shit like that. But when it's just like, oh, after 4 days, all your fucking skin falls off. You know, you lose your fucking fingernails and your nose drops off, you fucking stupid idiot. Oh, was part of your, like, whole character's deal was that they were, like, attractive? Or was that, like, part of the fantasy that you liked? That your character was, like, conventionally attractive in one way or another or whatever? Well, sorry, we ruined that now. Like, that shit sucks. That shit's the fucking worst. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. That was much appreciated. But, yeah, say the random properties are a great idea in principle, but in practice, they kind of suck. And also, like, artifacts are cool, but have any of you ever given out an artifact? Because I would wager that the answer is no. Because I've never done it, and I've never known a DM who has done it either. There's, like, I can think of, like, one example, and it's, like, Grog getting the Sword of Kars. Yeah, you only lose your fingernails, you don't actually lose your hands, but, like, it has no mechanical basis, which is good, but it's still just like oh, you turn into a fucking Fallout ghoul. Hope you're happy, cunt. Like, that's literally what it basically says to you. And it does it in 4 days, and it can only be reversed by unattuning from the artifact that you just got and being regenerated. Like, as in, like, the spell regenerate, not fucking, like, yeah, like, it sucks. It fucking blows. But it is kind of the design standard. Artifacts are cool, but a lot of them are, like, come with, like, these really stupid downsides that makes them just not worth it. Like, the Axe of Dwarvish Lords is like, oh, you if you're not a dwarf, you have a beard now. Like, oh, okay. Is that the Stone of Golor? Is that the thing that it gives them? Is that an artifact, or am I thinking? Because I've read some of Dragon Heist. I almost ran it. I gave my players, like, a choice between 3 different things, and Dragon Heist was, like, the number 2 thing. Yeah. I don't actually know what this. Hang on, let me go read. Let me go look at Dragon Heist. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was just, like, I didn't realize it was a fucking. Oh, yeah. I guess it only gives one minor of each, but even the minor detrimental properties are like if you roll a 1 to 5, is you have disadvantage on saves against spells. It's fucking awful. That sucks. Some of them aren't too bad. Like, you're blinded when you are more than 10 feet away from it. It's like, yeah, just keep it on your person. That's not so bad. That's fine. Yeah, I to my understanding with Dragon Heist is you're not actually supposed to keep the Stone of Golor. I think you end up having to give it away, but I might be wrong. I don't actually know. I only read, like, the first couple chapters of Dragon Heist to prepare myself if I needed to run it, and in the end I didn't, so I will end up running it at some point. Yeah, there's a couple of major detrimental properties that are like, if a potion or a scroll is ever within 10 feet of you, they're permanently just not magical. You just nullify them. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was sentient. I must have skimmed over that. That's kind of neat. Well, that's something I want to check. Let me look at the artifacts, because I want to look at some theming real quick. Like the Eye of Vecna. No, that isn't what I want. Blade of Avernus, does that have? No, that doesn't have what I want. Oh, the Sword of Kars probably has it, actually. Never mind. No, it doesn't. Does the Wand of Orcus have it? No. I swear there is an item that has the thing that I'm thinking of, and I cannot for the life of me find it. Get a vanilla sources real quick. Oh, okay, that's cool. I like that. That's like fairly interesting. I'm trying to find a very, very specific, like, something that has... I'm gonna find it in a minute. Like, I will be able to find it, but I don't know where to look for it. Oh, what the Acts of Dwarvish Lords explicitly, I was just talking about the thing that it does, and it does order it this way, so... Magic. I'm not actually, because it's not a magic weapon. I guess I can just do magic item. The functions as an animated shield. Gauntlets of ogre power. Yeah, that makes sense. That only makes more sense of like, oh, I'm bored, I want to leave. It's like, you know, if you're traveling with adventurers, as long as those adventurers don't sit around doing nothing for ages, they're almost certainly going to learn something useful at some point. It's like, I assume it is an aboleth in there, right? It's got like the three eyes in a line. It is good lore. Yes, the stone is actually an aboleth named Golor, transformed by magic into an object. Oh, poor guy. Sucks to be him, I guess. Aura of... What an aura of battle. Go grab Bardic Inspiration. Yeah. Additionally, the Gauntlet has 6 charges, regaining. Oh fuck, I can't spell. 4 plus 2. Expended charges daily at dawn. This is something I learned recently, just as a formatting thing, is classes have features, races and creatures, like monsters, have traits, and items have properties. All of those things refer to basically the same thing. Like, you could use those words completely interchangeably and no one would bat a fucking eye, but that is a thing. And it is a difference that doesn't actually, it's like a formatting thing. Like, yes, the Hand of the Tactician, he's got a real nice flat in like Covent Garden. It's real nice. It's real nice. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of it, and that was the most noodly one that I realized recently. Like I knew about the traits and features thing, but I for so long I was sat on like, don't items have like a name? And it just never occurred to me to like just go look it up. And it was like, no, it's properties, and it has been the entire time. I just didn't realize. I think it's a creature you choose. Yeah, that's very, very good. But again, that's the power of the magic item that you've got, is that it's good. It gives you useful abilities, like genuinely very useful abilities. And what's got some spells in there? As a bonus action, you wear the Gauntlet, so you spend one of the Gauntlet's charges. Look into magic items with spells taped onto them. The Staff of Power is always my go-to, because it's just the one that I remember, even though it's not. I always think it's the most powerful one, but it's the Staff of the Archmagi. Or the Magi? Hang on. Staff of the Magi. I think it's Archmagi is Robe of the Archmagi, yeah. While wearing the Gauntlet, you can expend one or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells from it. Let me look at the Staff of Flame. Is it Staff of Fire? Where's the Staff of Fire? No, never mind. It's the Wand of Magic Missiles. Is that? Yes. No, fuck, that doesn't have the thing on it. Is it the one? Wand of Lightning Bolts, there we go. It does. It's formatted like this. DC 18. other spells that it had? It had Command, it had Compelled Duel. I mean... Compelled Duel, 1 charge. It's a bad spell, but it is flavorful, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, yes, you're right. Though I guess it's more sort of like the I think there's quite a few things that have effects. I think an effect is more of a nebulous term. I think not 100% on that. I think you there's a good chance you're right, but you're definitely right. But I'm not sure if you're exclusively they are exclusively a spell thing. I think effects are much more universal, but I may be wrong. Compel Jewel. Old person. I'm not sure. I think this is definitely fine, but I'm not sure if that's necessarily. I know there are items that do this, but I always forget what they are and struggle to find them. So honestly, I think this is good enough as is. Like, you get an animated shield, you get gauntlets of ogre power, you get a couple of decent spells. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Magic resistance. Like, I write magic resistance so much that I have it auto hotkeyed. I straight up just have that. The same goes for insert legendary. It's just I spend a lot of time writing fucking stat blocks, and it really bothers me that I'd spend so. This is like 30% of the monsters I make have at least one of those things, and probably like 60 or 70% of them have both. Because I like boss monsters. That's my specialty, you know. Like, making like normal monsters, I'm okay at, you know. It's more like I don't want monsters to feel super samey, because a lot of them really are. It's one of the big problems with the monster manual, especially. Less so with like Mordenkainens and Volos. They're a lot more unique, but a lot of monsters are just like, damn, this sure is that sure is a slam attack, my man. That sure does 2d8 plus 4 damage. Is that all you do? Okay, man. Sure. It's just kind of uninteresting, really. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up this magic item, and I'm gonna take a break because I'm hungry and I want to go eat some food. I'll be about 15 minutes, but I'm gonna write the destroying the destroying the Gauntlet. Becoming stripped of its magic. Primus himself. I assume Primus is a dude. I'm not sure if that's... I think Primus is a guy. I would assume Primus is a dude. I've always heard him describe... yes, he's a dude. Primus is a guy. Primus is... Primus is kind of a god. No, he is a god. He straight up just is. Okay, that's fair. I do like his art from 2nd edition. It's very, very simple, but it looks fucking cool. Like, old D&D art from older editions, it's like 50% of it is like, my 10-year-old brother could draw something that looks better than this. And the other 50% is like, oh wow, this is like really cool and it's stylized really nicely in it. You know, it was what we envision when we think of like what the D&D books from like, you know, like 1980, you know, like the late 70s and mid 80s sound like, look like. You know, they're really like pulp fantasy, very like, you know, artists that grew up on Conan would have drawn this. And then there's like the 1st edition art of the Beholder, where it just looks like there's multiple 1st edition arts of the Beholder, and all of them look terrible. And then I think of the funny ones, like the Invisible Stalker, where they literally just put a blank square on the page. They labeled it as an Invisible Stalker, and then just didn't draw anything. Which, it's an advanced level of comedy. I don't feel particularly strongly about the art style in 5e, which I think is maybe a problem in and of itself. The fact that I'm like, I don't dislike it. I don't super like it either. There's individual pieces I can think of. Like I can think of like the Cadaver Collector was a big one. When me and my friend Lauren were going through like, we were both poor students at the time. And she had found a crack of Mordenkainen's right after it had come out, and she was going through them, and she sent it to me and was like, "Oh, yeah, look at these monsters," and then she was like, "Oh my god, look at this," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the coolest thing," because the Cadaver Collector is super sweet. Let me go look at because I think I know the art style you're talking about. I think I'm pretty sure. Hey, let me go. I know the adventure that has some of this. I think it's is it Icewind Dale or is it Storm King's Thunder? I think it's Storm King's Thunder that has this. Scroll through and find from these books. I'm just like, can't find it. I'm on the Desrin Valley. Damn, there's a lot of places in the chapter 3 of Storm King's Thunder. There's a lot of fucking places. Let's try this and bring chat. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's because none of this is watercolor. I know the art style you're talking about, and I cannot find any fucking examples of it. Like, for the life of me. Does no, I don't know. I either way, I'm fairly neutral on the art style of 5e, across the board generally. There's some individual fucking good pieces, but for the most part, it's just kind of alright. I know there's a lot of Lost Mines. I'm very familiar with Lost Mines. I've run that adventure a reasonable number of times. Let me have a scan through and see if I can find some of the examples of what you're talking about, because I can envision it, but I can't picture an individual piece. I'm drawing blanks, is this what you're talking about? And I'm go and find it, because I was thinking of the art of the characters from the 10 Towns in Storm King's Thunder, and it was like, no, that wasn't the art style like at all. I'm trying to find any like NPC headshots in Lost Mines, because there kind of aren't any. Is this more like the battle maps? Oh, I always call it Lost Mines as well. 100%. I've run that adventure like 4 times, and I've played it at least once. No, I have played it once and have run it like 4 times, and I still call it Lost Mines like all the fucking time. It is. I actually like the battle maps quite a lot. I think the main problem is getting them in a good resolution to use them in the way that you would want to use them. I find is impossible. Like, I've never been able to use like a battle map straight from a book, because they're just not in a high enough resolution, and they never, like, you know, you can never just go download the maps online. You always have to find like subpar scans of them, and it's like, that shit is fucking annoying. Oh, this is a pretty high-res image of Waybacker Cave, actually. No, it's alright. Yeah, actually, no, getting this on Roll20 or any VGU would be a fucking nightmare, actually, looking at it. But even so, I think I actually kind of like the battle map style. I think it's very simple. I'm not like in love with it, but I would much rather, like, if I had to choose between this and no color, I would choose this every time. But I imagine there are probably different art styles that I would like more, you know. But either way, I'm gonna go grab some food because I'm hungry. I'll be, give or take, about 10 or 15 minutes, probably closer to 15. If you've got to head off, that's all good. Otherwise, I'll be back. Then I do this every week, like on a Monday, 5 p.m. GMT to about 7. Yeah, I do other stuff, but this is the thing that I will always do every week, is something akin to this, is working on Homebrew stuff. But yeah, either way, I will yeah, I'll be back shortly. See you in a minute. I return. It is I. I'm gonna put the music back on. Give me a second. There we are. Some more people have arrived. Hello, welcome in. I'll be going for about another sort of half an hour or so, probably a little less. I'm getting some magic items done at the moment. I have done 2. Fuck. Not as many as I wanted to, but, you know, here we are. This is the life that I lead. Just adjusting my seating. Right, what is next on my list? Another magic item with a lot of words on it. Fuck. Oh, shit, I can't spell. Trapped has 2 P's. Pretty good, pretty good. Getting some magic items done. Hope things are all good with, well, with everybody, I suppose. Oh, I need to clear my throat again, fuck me. I should have made some more tea, but I didn't, so here we are, this is the life I lead. The sort of love is in this book, right? I didn't just not put it in this book. It's not in here. What? I thought I put it in this book. Did I not? Did I really not? Hang on. Let me check something real quick. I'm just going into my backups folder real quick. It is in here, right? Fuck, it isn't. Why did I not put it in here? To be fair, there'll probably be a magic item I can cut somewhere in here and put the sword love in here. Because I don't remember what it did, because I used these swords in a game once. I don't remember what love did. I remember what hate did, because one of the players had it, whereas it was an NPC that had the other sword. It took it off of someone, I think. Took it off of an enemy of that player character. But we will come to that bridge when we reach it. +2 bonus to attack. Yeah, with this magical scimitar. paragraph of this. While the mark persists, you have advantage on the first attack roll you make. Extra 1d8 damage of the weapon's type. Let me go look at Rage real quick, because Rage has sort of text like this. Rage. No, it's not Rage. Maybe it's Valabard? You add 1d8 to the weapon damage roll. Wrathful Retaliation. With a weapon attack, while you're holding the sword, you can use your reaction to make using the sword. And it's sentient as well. I need to clear my throat again, fuck's sake. Right, sentience. Hate is a sentient, not sentience, sentient, chaotic neutral, and with intelligence 14, wisdom 12, charisma 18. I should just nab this text here. Ooh, my Troll Trader order is on the way. Neato. Magic cards inbound. When does it show up? Tomorrow. Neat. Change my delivery options. I'm just gonna update my delivery options for this fucking package. Just because I will forget to do it if I don't do it now. Right, I just updated my delivery options. Don't mind me. But my delivery turns up tomorrow, so neato. So this is a riveting stream experience, watching me sit in silence as I update the fucking delivery options for my fucking post. Right. Personality. Hang on, I feel like I'm missing something for the sentience of the weapon. Let me go look at like Black Razor or something. Black Razor. Yes, I haven't put in that it can understand. Yeah, I just didn't put in like this important section here. Oh fuck! I just changed the. Let me just Control I. Thank you. Good God. Word's being very fussy today. It speaks with a deep, rumbling voice. And an air of... I don't want to say self-importance, that's not really what I'm going for. An air of... And a commanding nature. The sword believes that its only purpose as the wielder commits an evil act. Yeah, that's cool. I actually mostly just nabbed this from the original text. A lot of this is just kind of adapted. Like, a lot of the flavor text from the original book is just like, I wrote this a long time ago and it needs cleaning up, you know? Like, some of these magic items, I was saying this earlier on, is some of these magic items I wrote, like, not long after I started playing D&D, right? And I've been playing this game for about 6.5 years at this point, almost. And to put that into perspective, I'm pushing 21, so I was pretty young when I wrote a lot of these. Like, I say pretty young, I was very young by comparison. Right. Where are we up to? I have 10 minutes before I realistically should probably go. And there is one more magic item on here, but it's actually a lot more. It's pretty simple. Hang on, let me look at this item. Right, so a lot of the lore on this is like real weird. And I wanna sort of cut it down. Wondrous item, legendary. I also want to change like just the way that it works, because it's just not interesting. Is an emerald a gemstone or a crystal? It's a gemstone. This beautiful emerald gemstone. Since been lost on the wind. The kindly archfey. Conveys the strength, conveys the magical power. Conveys the magical power of the Fey realm. The stone conveys the magical powers of the Fey realm to its wielder. Embracing them with control over nature. While you hold this magical stone, or wear it about your person, you gain advantage. Wisdom, survival checks. Additionally, whenever you complete a long rest, you may spend 10 minutes focusing on the gemstone. I need to go look at... Okay. A druid spell list. I choose. Okay, I guess it's like. We have a combined level of 10 or less, and none. You cast each chosen spell once. This is very complicated, but I think it works. If you are a druid, let me go read Fey Touched real quick because that has the text I'm looking for. can use your... Okay, right. That ended up being very complicated, but it is in a space where I'm happy with it. It is very, very powerful, but it's very good. So there is one more magic item. It's actually very simple, so I'm actually just gonna do it now. So this is a Hearthstone. It's a wondrous item. It's rare. Yours isn't haunted with healing magic. Hearthstones come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors. Let me go look at Paladin again. So I'll put it here. You basically you get a portable paladin, like with a Hearthstone. Like it's very good. I'm going to go back to the Hag Skull and change the wording on it as well. Yeah, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to today, but I did do 5 magic items, so that is a nice even number anyway. Okay, right, there we go. The Hearthstone should definitely replenish much slower than this. It should be like this. Hell, it should probably just be like... Probably 1d10 plus 5 is fine. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. I'm probably going to look at doing another one of these in the week, just because I want to get this done. Like, I want to burn through it. I want to get things out of the way. But yeah, I say I'm gonna go head off now. Hope folks have enjoyed themselves. I'm actually gonna see if there's anybody to raid. This is the first time in a while I've had like more than like a couple people in here at the end of a stream, which is cool. So thanks for sticking about for those who have. For people who just dipped in for a little bit as well. But you know, it's like Finnabin is streaming. I'm gonna go raid her. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. So obviously you don't have to join the raid if you want, but you know, please do. No, oh fuck! I beansed it. I pressed the wrong fucking button. Right. They've changed the way raids work. I fucked it up. I shouldn't have closed the tab. I also need to like go and open her stream because I don't have it open. But hope folks enjoyed themselves. I'll be back potentially during the week to do more of this. But if not, I'll be back on Friday to play more Skyward Sword. Hope folks have enjoyed themselves. Thanks for joining the raid if you have. Well, actually, no, everybody has, so thanks everybody for joining the raid. Hopefully see you later. Start the raid now. See ya.